Captain Zor-El pressed his bleeding hand against the ship's control panel. Red warning lights flashed everywhere. His ship was dying. "Captain, hull breach on deck 3, shouted his second officer. "We're losing oxygen fast." Zor-El looked at the main screen. 20 enemy ships surrounded them, dark and silent, like hunters watching their prey. His crew of 40 was down to 23. The rest were dead or dying in the medical bay. "Send another distress signal," Zor-El ordered. His voice was tired. "To who, Captain?" "The Galactic Council already said no. The Vorten Empire said no. Even the Trading Federation refused to help us." Zor-El closed his 4 eyes. Everyone in the galaxy knew the rule. When pirate attack in deep space, you're on your own. Nobody risks their ships for strangers. But there was one more option. One last hope. Send a signal to Earth. Zor-El said quietly. The bridge went silent. Every crew member turned to stare at him. "Sir, Earth? The humans?" His weapons officer looked scared. "Those are just stories. Old tales. Nobody has seen humans in 200 years. "I know," Zor-El said, "but my grandfather met one once, before the humans went silent, before they closed their borders and vanished from galactic politics." Another explosion rocked the ship. More alarms. More screaming. "What did your grandfather say about them?" asked the young navigation officer. Zor-El remembered the old stories. Tales of a strange species that loved peace but trained for war. A race that sent doctors to heal and soldiers to protect. Beings that cried at sad movies but fought like demons when threatened. He said humans were dangerous. But he also said they were kind. He said if you ever need real help, call Earth. They always answer. "Captain, the coordinates are over 300 years old. There might be nothing there." "Send it anyway." The communication officer typed the message. Simple words in the old galactic trade language. "Help. Please. We are dying." The message shot into space toward the old Earth coordinates. They waited. 1 minute. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. The enemy ships moved closer. Then the communication panel beeped. One message received. One single word. "Coming." Zor-El's hand stopped shaking. He didn't know if he should feel hope or terror. 24 hours passed like 24 years. Zor-El watched his crew die one by one. The medical officer had no more supplies. No more medicine. No more hope. "Captain, the enemy is moving closer," his weapons officer reported. "They're preparing for final attack." The pirate ships formed a tight circle around them, waiting, playing with them like cats with a mouse. "Any response from Earth?" Zor-El asked. "Nothing, sir. Just that one word yesterday. Maybe the old stories were wrong. Maybe humans didn't exist anymore. Maybe they were all dead or gone to some distant galaxy. Maybe that single word was automated. A ghost message from an empty planet. Captain, I'm detecting something." The young navigation officer stared at her screen. Her face went pale. Energy signatures. Massive ones. Coming out of hyperspace. The pirates calling for backup? No, sir. These signatures are different. I've never seen readings like this. Suddenly, space itself seemed to tear open. Bright blue portals appeared in the darkness. 1 portal, 2, 5, 10, 20, 30, and from each portal, a ship emerged. Not just any ships. These vessels were clean, white and silver. They moved with perfect coordination, like dancers, like soldiers, like something that had practiced this exact moment 1,000 times. 30 ships, Captain, the weapons officer whispered. All unknown design, all heading straight for us. Are they attacking? No, sir. They're forming a defensive circle around our ship. The 30 mysterious ships positioned themselves between Zor-El's dying vessel and the pirate fleet. Silent, calm, ready. Sir, I'm scanning their hulls. There are symbols. Text, it says. The officer's voice cracked. Earth Defense Fleet. Every crew member stopped breathing. The humans were real. The humans had come. But they weren't attacking the pirates. They weren't firing weapons. They weren't doing anything. just floating there in perfect formation. What are they waiting for? Someone whispered. Zor-El watched the human ships. So still, so quiet, like predators deciding whether to kill or spare. Then his communication panel lit up. Incoming message. Audio only. A voice spoke. Female. Calm. Almost friendly. This is Captain Sarah Chun of Earth Defense Fleet. We receive your call for help. Tell us who hurt you. Zor-El's hand moved toward the communication button. His heart pounded. The humans weren't asking about payment. Not asking about politics. Just one simple question. Who hurt you? Zor-El pressed the communication button with shaking hands. This is Captain Zor-El of the merchant vessel Star Wind. We were transporting medical supplies to the outer colonies. The Red Claw pirates attacked us without warning. They killed 17 of my crew. They're still out there, watching us die. Silence for 3 seconds. Then Captain Sarachin spoke again. Her voice was still calm. Too calm. How many injured do you have? 12. 3 critical. They won't survive another hour. What supplies do you need? Oxygen medical equipment. Hull repair materials. But Captain Chun, you should leave. There are over 100 pirate ships. You only have 30. You can't fight them all. A soft laugh came through the speaker. Not cruel. Almost gentle. Captain Zor-El, we didn't come here to fight. We came because you asked for help. Stand by. 3 human ships broke formation. Small vessels. Fast. They moved toward the massive pirate fleet, like tiny birds flying toward a storm. They're going to die, Zor-El's weapons officer whispered. 3 ships against 100. This is suicide. The pirates noticed the 3 human ships approaching. Their vessels powered up weapons. Red targeting lights filled the darkness. But the 3 human ships didn't fire. They didn't attack. They just stopped, floating in space between Zor-El's ship and the pirates. Then they turned on their scanners. Bright, white beams shot from the human vessels. Not weapons, just light. The beams touched every pirate ship, one by one, scanning, recording, analyzing. What are they doing? Asked the navigation officer. The scanning took 2 minutes. Then it stopped. The human ships broadcast a message, not to Zor-El, to the pirates, on every frequency, in every galactic language. A human voice spoke, cold, empty of emotion. We have scanned your vessels. We know your ship identification codes. We know your home systems. We have your crew manifests. We know your names. We know where your families live. We know where you sleep. Leave now, or we will remember you forever. The pirate fleet didn't move for 10 seconds. Then, one by one, they turned around, and they ran, all 100 ships, running from 3 humans. Within 5 minutes, the pirates were gone. Zor-El couldn't breathe. His crew stared in shock. The communication panel beeped again. Captain Chen's voice returned. Warm now, almost cheerful. Threat eliminated. Now let's get you patched up. Opening medical bay doors. Zor-El watched as the human ships moved closer to his dying vessel. Large cargo bay doors opened on 5 of the human ships. But no weapons came out. No soldiers. No Marines in battle armor. Instead, smaller ships emerged. White ships with red symbols painted on their sides. Medical ships, Zor-El whispered. They brought hospitals into space. The medical ships docked gently with Star Wind. Airlock doors hissed open, and humans stepped inside. Real humans. Not holograms. Not myths. Real living, breathing humans. They wore white uniforms. They carried medical equipment. They moved fast but careful, like they had done this 1,000 times before. Where you're injured? Asked the first human doctor. She was young, maybe 30 years old. Brown skin, kind eyes. Medical bay. Deck 2. But our species biology is different from yours. Your medicine might not work on us. The doctor smiled. We know. We studied your people's medical files during the flight here. Don't worry. We brought the right supplies. How did they know? How did they prepare so fast? More humans entered the ship. Not just doctors, engineers, Technicians. They carried tools and repair equipment. They split into teams without speaking, like they could read each other's minds. "Sir, they're already working on hull repairs," reported Zor-Al's weapons officer. "They didn't even ask permission." Zor-Al walked to the medical bay. What he saw there made him stop breathing. Human doctors surrounded his dying crew members. They worked with incredible speed. For lines, bandages, strange machines that beeped and hummed. One human doctor held the hand of Zor-Al's second officer, speaking softly, comforting him. "You're gonna be okay," she said. "Stay with me. Stay awake. Tell me about your family." His second officer was crying, not from pain, from relief. "Why?" Zor-Al asked the young doctor. "Why do all this for strangers? We can't pay you. We have nothing valuable. Why risk your lives for us?" The doctor looked up from her patient. Her eyes were tired but warm. "Because you call for help. That's enough. On Earth, we have an old saying. When someone falls, you help them stand. It's not complicated." Throughout the ship, sounds of repair work echoed. Welding, drilling, fixing. The lights stopped flickering. The air became fresh again. His ship was healing. And so was his crew. Captain Sarah Chen's voice came through the speakers again. "Captain Zor-Al, please report to docking port 7. There's something you need to see." Zor-Al walked through his ship to docking port 7. His legs felt weak. Everything was happening too fast. Human engineers worked everywhere. They smiled at him as he passed. Some even waved, like this was normal, like saving strangers was just another Tuesday for them. At the docking port, Captain Sarah Chen waited. She was tall, short black hair, sharp eyes that missed nothing. She wore a simple gray uniform with Earth symbols on the shoulders. "Captain Zor-Al, your ship will be fully repaired in 6 hours. Your crew will recover. All of them. Thank you. I don't know how to repay this debt. There is no debt, but I need to tell you something important." Sarah looked out the window at the 30 human ships floating nearby. "What you see here is not our military fleet. These are medical response ships, hospital ships, rescue vessels." Zor-Al felt confused. "But you scared away 100 pirate ships. How?" "Information is a weapon too. We don't need to kill when we can simply know everything. Those pirates will think twice before attacking anyone again." She paused. "But Captain, the 30 ships you see are just the first response team. The medical team, they always arrive first." "First? You mean there are more?" Sarah touched a button on her wrist device. The window display changed. It showed a new scanner reading. Zor-Al's blood turned cold. Behind the 30 medical ships, space was filled with massive energy signatures. Hundreds of them. No, thousands of them. 3,000 combat vessels, Sarah said quietly, waiting just outside scanner range. "We hoped we would only need doctors and engineers, but we prepared for war, just in case those pirates decided to stay and fight." Zor-Al couldn't speak. His mind couldn't process the numbers. "When Earth receives a distress call, we send everything. Medical help first, because we hope for peace. But the military fleet follows close behind, because we prepare for war. That's how humans survived our own history. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. The galaxy thinks humans disappeared, that you went silent. We didn't disappear. We were watching, listening, learning, waiting for the right moment to return." Sarah smiled. "Your distress call was that moment." Zor-Al looked at the scanner readings again. 3,000 warships, just floating there, silent, patient, ready. "Captain Chun, what happens now?" Now the galaxy learns that Earth never left. We were just waiting for someone to need us." 3 days later, Zor-Al stood before the Galactic Council. Every major species sent representatives. The chamber held 500 leaders from across known space. They all wanted answers about Earth. "Captain Zor-Al," said High Chancellor Mortag, "tell us everything. What did the humans do? What did you see?" Zor-Al took a deep breath. "They saved us, without asking for payment, without asking for anything. But the reports say they brought 3,000 warships. That sounds like an invasion fleet. They brought doctors first, Zor-El said firmly. The warship stayed hidden, only there if needed. The humans didn't fire a single weapon. They scared away the pirates with information alone. Whispers filled the council chamber. Fear, curiosity, suspicion. Are they dangerous? Asked a representative from the Vorten Empire. Zor-El thought carefully. Yes, very dangerous. But only if you threaten innocent people. The humans I met were kind, gentle. They held my dying crew's hands. They repaired our ship better than new. They treated us like family. Then why bring 3,000 warships? Because they prepare for everything. They hope for peace, but train for war. That's how they survived their own violent history. That's how they became strong enough to help others. The High Chancellor stood. The question before this council is simple. Are humans our allies or our enemies? Zor-El stepped forward. That depends on you. The humans will be whatever you make them. If you treat them with respect, they will help you. If you threaten them or hurt innocent people, they will stop you. The choice is yours. The council voted. After 2 hours of debate, they reached a decision. Earth was invited to rejoin the Galactic Council, with full membership, with full rights. 6 months later, Zor-El received a message on his new ship. He was captain of a bigger vessel now, better equipped. The humans had helped him get promoted. The message was short, just 3 words from Captain Sarah Chun. Need help again? Zor-El smiled. He typed his reply. Not today, but thank you for asking. Across the galaxy, everything had changed. Humans were back, and everyone now understood the truth. When you call Earth for help, they don't just send medicine. They don't just send soldiers. They send hope. They send kindness. They send everything you need, because that's what humans do. They care, and the galaxy was better for it. 1 year after Earth returned to the galaxy, Zor-El received an emergency call. Not from his crew, not from the Galactic Council. From Captain Sarah Chun. Zor-El, we need your help now. His heart stopped. Humans asking for help? The species that saved everyone? What could possibly threaten them? What happened? Zor-El asked. 3 human colony ships disappeared near the Void Sector. 2,000 civilians. Families. Children. We've searched for 2 weeks. Nothing. You know that region better than us. Will you help us find them? Zor-El didn't hesitate. Send me the coordinates. I'm coming. He gathered his crew, 20 volunteers. All aliens and humans had saved before. They flew toward the Void Sector at maximum speed. When they arrived, they found 30 human ships searching desperately. But the Void Sector was massive. Millions of empty star systems. Finding 3 ships was impossible, unless you knew the secrets. Captain Chun, Zor-El called. The Void Sector has hidden gravity wells. Natural phenomena that pull ships off course. Most species don't know about them, but my people have mapped them for centuries. Can you find them? Yes, but it's dangerous. These gravity wells can crush ships. Then we go together. For 3 days they searched. Zor-El guided the human fleet through deadly space anomalies, past collapsing stars, through radiation storms, places where sensors didn't work, places where most ships died. On the 4th day, they found the colony ships, trapped in a gravity well, damaged but alive. All 2,000 humans still breathing. The rescue took 12 hours. Careful, dangerous. One wrong move, and everyone would die. But they succeeded. When the last civilian was safe, Sarah Chun called Zor-El to her ship. She had tears in her eyes. You risked everything for us. Why? Zor-El smiled. 1 year ago, you asked me a question. You asked who hurt me. You didn't ask about payment. You didn't ask about politics. You just wanted to help. Today, you asked if I would help you. How could I say no? Sarah hugged him. A human custom he had learned. You know what this means? She asked. What? It means we're not alone anymore. Earth has true friends now. Real allies. Family. Zor-El looked at his mixed crew. Humans and aliens working together. Saving each other. No, he said softly. We were never alone. We just needed to find each other. 2 months after colony rescue, something strange happened. Zor-El was drinking coffee on his ship when every communication device started screaming. Alarms, warnings, emergency broadcasts from the Galactic Council. All ships, retreat to home systems immediately. Unknown signal detected. Source unknown. Threat level maximum. Zor-El checked the scanners. His blood went cold. A massive energy signature appeared at the edge of known space. Bigger than anything ever recorded. Bigger than planets. Bigger than stars. And it was moving toward the galaxy. His communication panel beeped. Captain Sarah Chun. Zor-El, are you seeing this? Yes. What is it? We don't know, but it's sending a message, repeating every 30 seconds, in a language that's 15,000 years old. Can you translate it? We're trying. Earth's best scientists are working on it. But Zor-El, there's something else. The signal is asking for something. For someone. Who? Sarah's voice dropped to a whisper. It's asking for humans. By name. It knows we exist. It knows we returned. Zor-El felt fear crawl up his spine. How is that possible? Humans were gone for 200 years. This signal just appeared today. That's what terrifies us. Whatever sent this message has been watching, waiting. It knew we would come back. The Galactic Council called an emergency meeting. Every species attended. Fear filled the chamber. High Chancellor Mortag spoke first. The unknown vessel is 3 days away from our nearest colonies. It ignores all communication attempts. It only repeats that ancient message. We must decide. Do we fight or flee? A Vorton general stood. We should attack now, before it gets closer. With what? Another representative shouted. That thing is the size of a moon. Our weapons are useless. Everyone turned to look at the human delegation. Captain Sarachin stood slowly. We need 48 hours. Let us try to translate the complete message. Maybe it's not hostile. And if it is hostile? Mortag asked. Then Earth will stand with you. We won't let this thing harm anyone. But give us time. Let's try peace first. The council voted. 48 hours. Zor-El watched Sarah leave the chamber. She looked worried. More worried than he'd ever seen her. He followed her outside. Sarah, what aren't you telling them? She stopped walking, turned to face him. Her eyes showed something he'd never seen before. Fear. Our scientists partially translated the message. It said 3 words in ancient human language. What words? We've been waiting.